Hello, YouTube family. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. Where's my sidekick? Toya. Toya, hurry up. She had a meeting this afternoon. See, Toya has a real job. This right here, studio stuff, this is my job. I actually pull her from her job so she can come back here with the funny. So she's on her way. But let's get started. Let's talk politics for a quick second. Bernie Sanders has thrown his hat into the ring. What do you think, everybody? Is he too old? Is he unrealistic when he talks about things like free college? Is everybody just waiting on Joe Biden, who is a year older than Bernie Sanders? It was funny when he took to the podium and he says why he's running. He said because Trump is a pathological liar. And there was a way that he said he's a pathological liar. Bernie sometimes comes across a little angry. Kamala Harris, who's also running for president, she's half Jamaican. And her dad recently released a statement saying that he wished that she would stop talking about smoking weed because it makes Jamaicans look bad. And that all Jamaicans do is smoke weed. Designer Karl Lagerfeld has died at 85. He was the creative director of Chanel. Ryan Coogler, Black Panther director, has some great news. He and his wife are expecting their first child. Everyone is wondering, what about Black Panther 2? I don't think they're going to start filming it to 2020. He recently announced a new movie that he is doing with Daniel Kaluuya, the guy from Get Out. The movie, Jesus Was My Homeboy. It's all about the Black Panther movement and its leader at the time, a young man by the name of Fred Hampton, who, when the FBI got to infiltrating the Black Panther Party, he was killed at the age of 21. Steve Harvey, he says if things had been differently, he would have chosen his words more carefully with Monique. He's being accused of being a sellout because he has gone on record to say, Monique, you're doing too much. You need to learn how to play the game. Their discussion became very heated. Now, is their friendship over? No, their friendship is not over. But Steve was seen to many as a sellout, that he was selling out to people. Was he selling out? He just says that he wished he had chosen his words more carefully. Now, you know everybody misses you, damn it. All I get is, where's Toya? Where's Toya? Sure did. Now, she's not going to be with me towards the end of the week.
I know.
Because her job.
Again, getting in the way. Let me stop.
I sent you emails. At one point, I called on the phone.
She did. I loved it. Everybody was like, what's going on?
She got live to do.
Thank you. We back, though.
We back.
We're here.
But we back, though.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Okay.
You remember John Wayne?
Yes.
Okay. There was an article that he did in Playboy magazine, in addition to the news. Okay. Playboy magazine was known for great articles.
Yes.
Back in 1971, which was almost 50 years ago, y'all.
Wow.
He did an interview. He was a white supremacist.
Oh!
Now, my parents told me, and Chuck D.
Yes, Chuck D said.
Ooh. And he said he hated gays.
Oh!
Heather West was one. But this is what he thought. He talked about, yes, I do hire Negroes. This is when you can tell somebody's a black supremacist. When they say Negroes.
Yes.
Or the term the blacks.
Yes.
It was like
the blacks and the Negroes.
Is this a new sitcom? Are we all in the same country? But he says, yes, I will hire a Negro to fulfill a role, but they need to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. Now, you know there's a misconception that ain't nothing but black people on welfare, and is not true.
It sure
that
is not.
Perception needs to change.
Please, pull up the stats.
It does.
I heard it too.
I don't know. There's stuff going on in the studio. But, yeah, there's that misconception.
When did John say this again?
In 1971. 1971.
Whoa.
He said this. Okay. This interview came out, and now it's resurfaced. It's trending, and people are talking about it, and they're like, oh, my God, John was a racist. But Chuck D, Public Enemy.
He basically let us know what it was.
But for many of us of a certain age, our parents remembered that and would tell that story.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, over the weekend, I did a big promotion. There's a documentary. I'm so into documentaries now. Coming out on the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. It's called Amazing Grace. Amazing.
It was last night, right?
It was last night. And the movie, give you a quick history, it doesn't come out till April the 6th, right? Okay. It was filmed 1971 in Watts, California. It was her recording of Amazing Grace, which has gone down as one of the greatest gospel albums ever. Yes. I knew every song. I remember from childhood and my mom. It was never released, Toya.
Why?
It stayed in a vault for 40 years.
Whoa.
She would never release it. When she died, you know what they did?
Oh, they said we gotta recoup some of these funds.
Yeah, so they're putting it out there. It's excellent. Okay. There are many reasons. They kept saying it was technical difficulties. I know there was a scene where they said Aretha was mad because they were filming up women's dresses. Where there was a scene in the documentary where the legendary gospel great Clara Ward went to get her mother, who had got the Holy Ghost.
Okay.
And
it came
and
out.
her legs were open because she was sitting down. That's not funny, but
I'm sure they can edit it out some kind of way.
That's what I said.
It's
just edit it, but it was filmed in 1971.
Okay.
And it wasn't
on real film.
It wasn't advanced, so it is. You're right. It's on real film. And even the guys that they got, because once they found it, they had to piece the audio.
Wow.
They had to piece the music together. But what was interesting, her dad, C.L. Franklin, was there. Mm-hmm. She worked heavily with the gospel great James Cleveland. Okay. I was doing homework last night.
You really were. I'm like, you got all the facts.
He died. He was only 59.
Oh, wow.
He'd been heavy all of his life. But his estate had been sued. Now my mom's up in heaven going to get mad at me. One of his he would get these young men and say they were his sons. Oh. One of them sued the estate because he said that James Cleveland gave him HIV. Oh! Now, mom,
she just
in
reported
heaven.
Facts. Okay. It's in the
Wikipedia. It's in the story. Because years ago, here go whispering, she threw my sister out the house for saying that James Cleveland was gay. She said, "Get on out of here." She did. She kicked my sister out of the damn house.
What in the Bishop Eddie Long is happening here?
It was interesting because if you look at the life of Aretha, there are a lot of controversial things. Her dad, the Reverend C.L. Franklin, who was a great speaker, he was shot. He died 5 years after he got shot. He was in a coma. Got shot in an attempted robbery. Okay. Aretha would never really approve biographies because they said she first got pregnant when she was like 12.
Yes, that's what. Yep.
They said her first child was by her dad. Aretha's mother left her dad when he got a 12-year-old pregnant in the church. Oh, it's a mess. This is a Aretha movie. Okay, can we get back to Amazing Grace? I got way off topic.
You gave all the goodness. You made it more interesting to watch.
Well, watch the documentary when it comes out in theaters on April the 5th. It's amazing. It's great gospel music that stirs the soul. Great gospel music. You feel it here. You want to, get the Holy Ghost. But it had Mary, Don't You Weep, How I Got Over. It was just great. But it sat in a vault 40 years. She did not want it released.
Well, I can't wait to watch it.
Yup, it's good.
For it to sit 40 years, well, why?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm getting into these documentaries. Let's get into Jussie Smollett. Just how will Empire deal with this whole situation? His scenes are being cut. There was a big musical scene that he was supposed to be in. It's going to be returning soon, but Jussie Smollett, his character, less emphasis on him. Now, he was singing every 5 minutes before.
No offense, that's why I stopped watching.
It was 50 Cent. 50 Cent used to call it Glee.
It was.
And so he ain't going to be doing that singing, and they're going to feature more on the characters, but there has been silence from Lee. I'm talking about lately. I'm not talking about in the beginning.
In the beginning, yep.
Terrence Howard, Taraji, the guys who plays his brother on the show. The writer, Danny Strong, claims that he stands behind. He still, stand behind him. But Jussie may be arrested later this week. He is not cooperating with the cops. Those Nigerian brothers says they were paid to stage this attack. They were singing better than Whitney Houston.
Yes.
They're out of jail. Next, they're going to go to Jussie. I think with Jussie, his close friends, because his family is blaming the media. I know.
Okay.
I know. His family's blaming the media. Please watch him. Don't want him to harm himself.
No, at all.
Why would he go to this length to do this? Something so harmful. Maybe it's drugs. Maybe he'll go into rehab. Yeah. But why would he do that? The quest for fame cannot be that great.
I think where he went wrong is when he tried to say it was a hate crime.
A hate crime.
I get it. People in Hollywood, they've been doing it forever, creating controversy to make yourself pop. But when you attribute it to a hate crime?
Publicity stunts don't work.
Nope.
I'm going to tell y'all why I'm mad at Justin Timberlake.
I still...
The Janet Jackson Nipplegate, that was planned.
Yep.
Because every pop star felt, I got to top the next. I got to top the next. Mistake number one, you did it on national TV.
Yes.
You saved that for cable. She was dating Jermaine Dupri. They cooked up this idea that, okay, we're going to do this and shock everybody.
Yes.
Well, Janet got blacklisted. Justin Timberlake went on to continue to have a great career, and he's the one that ripped it off, and he's going to act like he ain't know nothing about it.
Yeah, no. Where the lyrics were, I'm going to have you naked by the end of the song. Out comes the titty.
Yeah.
Now what? What? What you mean you didn't know?
What you mean you didn't know? So that's why we're a little mad at him. But Jussie needs help, y'all.
Yeah, he does.
Jussie
he really
needs
does.
help. He does.
And you
watch
have to
him.
pray for him.
Watch him. He can go and harm himself.
Yep.
He has done horrible damage to his career because I don't know anybody who's going to want to touch him, talk to him.
He's going to be on ice for a while. Should he come back? Because one thing about we love a good comeback story.
Yeah,
but he's going to be on ice for a very long time if that is the case. If the comeback is possible.
It is.
Yeah.
If you like what you see, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Of course, leave a comment if you want to, leave a comment. Well, Patty, you said. Come on with it.
Yes.
This is LaToya Charleston. She's Chocolate Divinity. She won't be joining us until next week. I'm already crying because I will miss her.
I know.
But we love to bring you, up to date pop culture news, entertainment. Keep it fun. Yes. I'm your auntie of pop culture. I'll be forgetting who the hell I am. I do. It's been a long time.
May you never forget who you are, Patty. You the champ. The champ is here.
I'm Patty Jackson. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.